This podcast contains discussions that may not be suitable for all audiences. Please use caution while listening. 18 plus of parental permission is strongly advised. Hey guys, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Nina.
And this is Being a Mom Sucks, a podcast about those tough parts of being a mom, partner, and life that no one wants to talk about, and how we are still good moms regardless.
Yay, yay.
So the kids are out for summer break. Now they're going to be home all the time and in our hair. Well, mine's always in my hair, but
Word. And eating all the food. Eating
all
the
the food. That's something I never thought about before. Now that they are home, you are providing, not that you wouldn't provide lunch and breakfast, but you have the option of getting it at school versus sending it. But now they're just home constantly.
Yeah, and they're bored, so they just want to eat. Or they don't have anything to do. They're hungry all day long from the minute they wake up. My kids, they're late sleepers. They'll sleep pretty much through the day and then wake up. They have to catch up with all the eating that they missed out on. Yeah. So they're like, oh, we're hungry. Let's eat everything.
Right now.
I have to grocery shop by the week. If they ask for certain snacks or something, I'm like, okay, I didn't grab those, but I'm going to go get them, and they have to last this long. It never works out that way, though.
So the budget basically like doubles or triples for the summertime?
For me, it definitely does.
I think for most people it would. Yeah.
That's not even counting if they're having friends over and people are coming to hang out. If your house is the house where all the kids like to go, you're feeding a neighborhood then.
That's true. I didn't think about that. My mom had to deal with that because we were the house that people would hang out at and we would eat everything.
Yeah. I used to go to my friend's house and that's how it was. They always had all the best snacks, all the chips, all the cookies, all the fruit snacks, all the cool drinks, everything. And I never ever thought about, man, you're just eating up this lady's groceries.
Right.
How awful. I feel like I need to go visit her and tell her I'm sorry.
You know, one time my friend came over to my dad's house and we ate like an entire can of Pringles and I got in trouble for it. And back then I was like, whatever, it's just chips. But now I'm like, yeah, it was probably a $5 can of Pringles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that a lot of parents are like, stop eating all the food. Because I know I get like that. I'm like, yeah, these groceries gotta last.
I was going to say, especially if you have boys, but not even because as girls, me and my little friends would eat up everything.
I love to eat.
I do too.
Don't put a snack in front of me, because
it will be consumed.
I'm eating it. There's some snacks that are just too good. They want more than one. Even Christian does it. He's a grown man. I'm like, bro, I know you ate more than 2 oatmeal pies. So half of the box is gone and you've been the only one home. He's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, you did. You did. And he'll just look me dead in my eye like, nah. I'm like, all right.
You're buying the next box.
Yeah. And then this Texas heat, summer hasn't even really started and I'm dying already.
It is hot.
It's so disrespectful.
It is rude.
Straight up.
Rude.
Like the rudest bitch in existence.
If I could write a Yelp review, 0 out of 5 stars. Do not recommend.
Highly.
Yeah, I wonder how all the people that we've had move to Texas recently are handling.
How y'all loving that? How y'all loving that Texas heat? You loving it?
You're used to different weather than we have here. A lot drier too.
Yeah.
So
it's
have fun with the swamp bath.
Ugh, it's too much.
It is.
I don't want to put clothes on. I don't want to go anywhere. I just rather lay and try my best to not sweat.
Right. Back to what you were saying about the kids being bored. So now you have to figure out activities for them to do. And most of the things to do during the summer are outside. But it's unbearable.
Of course, I'm going to try to look for the free stuff, right?
Right.
All the free days at the museums and stuff like that. I was not aware that there are a lot of museums that are free Wednesday through Saturday.
That's a lot of days. I know that Mondays and Tuesdays are usually popular.
Those are more like the kid or family museums, but a lot of the art museums and just in general the museums downtown, they're free.
Those are good
options. I'm all about that free. Discovery Green is really nice too, but again, it's all outside. So I'm just like, where can we go and just cool off for a minute and still see something cool? But then social anxiety. I can't deal. There's too many people, especially on the free days, because I'm not the only one who likes a free museum visit.
Free anything.
Right. We're going to go to the zoo on the free day, or are we going to spend the money to where it's not overcrowded? But that's hard to come by in Houston, especially in the summer. It's going to be crowded everywhere.
Everywhere.
I hate
the zoo. The
I hate
zoo is so hot.
It's so hot and stinky. Fun. And when it's that hot for animals, they're like, I'm not fucking with y'all.
They really aren't. They are asleep or hibernating, or they're not out in this ridiculousness.
They agree.
Yeah.
They're like, don't come see this heat. No,
I am not saying hello to you.
No.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
That's why it's free, bitch. No.
Right.
Because you're not seeing none of us.
Yeah, none of us are coming out. For real. We like going to the beach. Yeah, we're right here by Galveston. Usually we have a really good time going out, but even that, just getting there is a chore, you know?
Yeah, especially with 3 kids. Zach and I love to go to the beach, and we love to fish, but it is hard even with just Jeremy because we're not packing for just ourselves. We got to pack double for him because we got to bring clothes, towels, more clothes, diapers, food, everything. We have to have it all right there. My entire house.
Right.
At the beach.
Right. Load it up.
Right.
Yeah, you just attach it to the car.
I wish I had one of those magic bags like Hermione on Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah, where anything she needs.
Anything. And it's just like a little handbag or whatever.
The tiniest little satchel.
Amazing. Man, I wish we had magic for real.
Same.
I love the beach. Definitely going to be making beach trip. It is a little bit harder to fish with Jeremy because of how he is running around everywhere and he doesn't want to be in the stroller. So usually if we want to go fishing, we have to have somebody watch him. But the beach is fun because I can just let him run. He's not too keen about the water right now, so I don't have to worry about him
going into the water.
Yeah, like more than just right there to splash. Dude,
Gabe sees a body of water and I'm looking at him like, look at me in the eyes right now and let me know that you hear me. Do not run to that water. And he's like looking at me like, I'm like, what did I just say? He said, don't run into the water. All right, cool.
So what are you going to do?
And he's literally running to the water, like looking at me like, don't run into this water. So I got to deal with that. We always have fun when we go and we're usually out there all day. And it's always a good time. The last time I went to Galveston, we went to Pleasure Pier. That was fun. It was fun. You need to go in there prepared and to work it out in your head. It makes more sense to get the all day pass, obviously, because they can ride all the rides they want over and over again. Or like maybe send one person in to see if all the rides are open. Because they kind of get you on that too, because you'll pay for that all day pass and there's like 2 rides open and it would be cheaper just to buy the tickets per ride versus the all day pass.
It's not fair. If there's days like that, they should offer the tickets based on that. Like,
yeah,
hey
like
guys,
at a discount or something.
All our rides are down today.
Yep, because when we went, we bought the all day pass, but there were a few rides that weren't working. We wanted to ride rides with them, so we just had to pay for our ticket per ride. Because it's a smaller setting, the lines weren't ridiculous. The kids were able to ride multiple times if they wanted to. It was cool for what it was. I tell you one thing, it was better than that fucking Sonic Cafe that I went to.
Yeah,
Bro, if you're thinking about taking your kids to the Sonic Speed Cafe, I would not recommend it unless you're ready to drop a paycheck there. It was very expensive. And we even got stuff to share.
Wow.
And it was still like over $140 for 2 chicken tender baskets, 2 chili cheese hot dogs, 2 orders of brisket fries, 2 sodas. We got 1 slushie and a knuckle sandwich. The knuckle sandwich itself was $13.
I saw the prices, but I didn't know if it included fries and stuff.
No, everything is set.
That's insane.
It really was. It wasn't family friendly as far as budget goes. If you were an adult that's into video games,
the nerd, yeah,
I can see how someone like that will drop $78 on a general admission to Comic-Con would be comfortable going and spending $55 on a Happy Meal. They'll dig that. But like someone like me who has 3 kids and I'm coming in with every single one of my kids who wants a full combo,
right?
Not gonna work.
But was like the atmosphere fun and stuff?
I mean, it was mediocre at best. Like the wall was wrapped with Sonic stuff, and then they had some merch, and then they had AstroTurf grass on the floor. They had 2 screens with the video game setup where you could play video games. They had little cutouts. It was really, really small. It was probably the size of a kitchen. Someone's at the door letting people in at a time.
That doesn't sound fun. Even the novelty of like the kids, depending on how big your kid is, seeing the Sonic walls and stuff, that just doesn't feel like that's a good summer recommendation.
No. If Christian had gone with us, he would have been talking shit about it the whole time. Like, we just got ripped off. Why did we come here?
Why did we do that?
We could have just made chili dogs at the house and watched Sonic on the projector or something.
That's a bummer because people do rely on the novelty and the hype around those things.
I knew it was going to be a little pricey.
Usually are.
I didn't realize how pricey. I probably wouldn't have minded spending the money had the atmosphere, like if it would have been cooler in there, if it would have been...
If the kids could have run around around and played.
Right. There would have been more to it. You're paying for an experience. The experience wasn't all that. That's just how I feel. I would more recommend taking your family to Texas Typhoon. If you're going to spend money like that, somewhere where you can take your own food and pack a picnic, your own waters, it's where you're not spending so much money on that, but more the experience.
Yeah, that is definitely one thing I look for when we're like going to do stuff is do they let you bring your own food or not? Because a lot of places have started doing that where you can bring your own water and your own food. Sometimes even just if you can bring your own water, that's a benefit because these water bottles sometimes are $7
ridiculous.
a piece.
And you want to take your kids out and do stuff, but it's like, man, here we are again, back to making a decision. Are our bills going to get paid or are we going to go do something fun?
Right. And that's not even just like if you don't have money. I feel like for any parent, budget is a big factor. We have kids and we want to do things. We're not spending a fortune just for our kids to have fun and for us to have an enjoyable experience.
And you're looking at some places where an adult ticket is $40-something. Your child ticket is half of that. And you're like, wait a minute, my kid's not even 2 years old and I have to pay $30 for them to get in.
Yeah.
And then when you have multiple children, I'm pretty much paying adult fees because my kids are big already.
Yeah, because once they're usually past the age of 12, in some places past the age of 10, they're
an adult ticket.
And that's expensive. Yeah. One thing I like to do that's free is a lot of parks now will have splash pads, and that's super fun. I like the splash pad.
Yeah, I'm like, let me get my feet wet over here. Yeah, it's nice.
Do this water real quick. Yeah, we did that for Jeremy's first birthday. We went to the aquarium. It wasn't too badly priced. The aquarium was fun.
We'll put that in the description. Just try to put some fun stuff in descriptions for parents to check out.
Yeah, to check out.
That are affordable. It's hard because you start kind of getting cabin fever. Kids start getting cabin fever. And then before you know it, they're fucking driving you crazy. And you're like...
Everybody's all over each other.
Fighting over tablets, fighting over the game. Gabe will literally mess with Kai all day just because I want what he has. And it's nothing. It's a piece of paper.
He's like, no, I need that because you have it.
Kai has it.
Yeah, Jeremy's in that stage too right now. Is if I have something or Zach has something and he wants it, like our phones, prime example, we're trying to do something, we have to distract him with something else, but then he's like, no, I don't want that. You want me to have that? So I don't want that. I want what I'm not supposed to have. And we're trying to teach him that right now. You can't grab stuff from people, and he's still young. I know he understands. There's concepts that he's still processing. So we're at that point where it's how far
are we gonna let him take it?
Yeah, before we.
Well, and that's something also you have to remember is he's testing y'all.
Right.
Y'all have to decide, all right, how far are we going to let him take this before you're like, all right, that's it. We're moving you over here.
So we've been discussing disciplining techniques now. We're trying to figure that out. This should be a fun summer because I'm sure it'll be
a learning experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's the main thing. I want to try to instill these things in him before he gets to the point where he is going to school because I want him to go to school like already being good. I want to get the good reports from the teachers.
Nothing sucks more than getting that phone call and they're like, your baby had a rough day today.
I feel like we're going to be getting those phone calls. Jeremy takes after Zach 1,000%. And I was a good kid. I wasn't a mischievous kid. I didn't get into things. Zach, on the other hand.
I think that it started more for me once I hit middle school with Kai. That's what I'm nervous about. I think that I was good up until that point, and that's when I started getting into more trouble. I would get phone calls all the time with Christians. Can you come up here right now? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. And that's one thing that the school can never call me on. I have always been there at the drop of a hat. If they call me and they're like, we need you, I'm up there within 5-10 minutes because we're close to the school, which I love. And then I've just always been available. All the jobs that I've always done, it's always made me available to them 24/7. So that's one thing that I'm grateful for is that even though they've struggled, I've still been able to be there. One thing that I've always told the boys is I'll always have your back as long as you're right. If you're wrong, I can't back you up.
You got to teach them the difference between the two.
Right. And that's something that my parents always told us. We'll always defend you guys as long as you're in the right. And if you're in the wrong, there's nothing we can do. We have to hear what you did and you're responsible for it.
There's consequences for your actions.
Having that open relationship with your kids where you know, the communication is always open. And I just recently talked to Kai, I don't want you to ever feel like you have to face anything by yourself. So if you're ever worried or concerned or you want to know about something but you're scared to ask us, don't be scared. Just come ask us. We're not going to judge you for your curiosity. And he can't hurt us. Sometimes, when I was a kid, there was things that I didn't want to hurt my mom and dad, so I didn't talk to them about it.
Right.
And I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to us because you're worried about hurting us. You can always come to us. And together, me, you, and dad, we can figure it out. I hope and I pray that sticks with him and that he always feels like he can come to us. It's about to start getting real. I was telling him the other day, you're already at an age where charges can be pressed against you. You can go down if you do something bad.
That's really scary, especially in school. Kids can get charged for assault charges just for playing with another kid and they didn't like it and they told so-and-so and then it just gets escalated from there.
I think where we are with Kai, because he likes all the scary movies, what brought all this little conversation up was Perry saw a video of this kid and somebody's asking him what he wants to be when he grows up. And the kid is no more than 10, maybe younger, but he, as plain as day, with all the confidence in his little being, said he wanted to be a killer. Yeah, that he just really enjoyed killing and that
he already knows he enjoys it.
He already knows he enjoys it.
So what has he killed?
I don't know. He's going on and on about how he wants to be a killer and how he just wants to kill everyone. That's what he wanted to do. And she was like, even me? And he goes, yeah, even you. And he goes, maybe not my mom and dad, but definitely you and everyone else. So
how did the teacher handle that?
I have no idea, because that's just basically the sum of the clip. Like it was just that much and then it was over. Perry shows me this clip and he's like, who does that remind you of? I took great offense because I was like,
think of Kai saying something.
And so I looked at him, I was like, that's not Kai. And then it made me stop to think, like, am I a mother in delusion over here that's not my kid? The thing about Kai is if you ask Kai what he wants to be when he grows up, he goes to director. He wants to be a movie director. He wants to make movies. So
that makes sense.
He knows the difference between a movie and someone actually being killed, seeing it on the news or hearing about it. He's very sympathetic to death. He knows and values life. For me, I don't see it. I know he's into horror. I know that he likes seeing all these crazy kills in these movies and stuff. But for him, it's more like, damn, it's so crazy how they made that look so real. Fascinated with it in that aspect. I never sit and wonder, oh my God, could Kai potentially shoot up a school? No, that's not a thought that ever goes in my mind. He's too sweet of a person. He's not like that.
I don't see that for him either. There have been people's kids that I've been around that I was like, that kid is going to probably grow up and be a serial. Literally.
You can see it.
Yes.
And I don't see my son that way. And it's not just because he's my son. It's just because I don't see that in him.
No, I don't either.
When Perry brought that up, I was like, well, you're the one that brought that into his life, all these scary stories, all this stuff. Maybe we should draw back from it.
It's your fault.
Right? You did this
I blame you.
Right? I told him, I was like, well, maybe we should pull back a little bit and maybe he shouldn't be watching so much of this stuff. Maybe we should find a new hobby for him or something else that will spark his interest versus this. And I don't want to remove it completely because he loves this stuff. I don't see it being a bad thing for him.
I think if y'all could reframe his interest in it and his hobby of it into the directing,
right,
gear it towards that, get him a little cheap camera or something,
yep,
that would solidify his focus onto that versus
right, the killing part. And
yeah.
He knows so much about movies. It's not just about the actors. He knows like details behind certain things. So he's like, Mom, did you know that the Michael Myers mask is literally William Shatner's face?
Zach told me that the other day and I did not know that.
And I was like, what? And he goes, yes, Mom, it's just a mask of his face. That's what it became. Stuff like that. It's cool because I get to learn these things. Tom Savini, he's pretty much in all the movies that he creates. He has a cameo in the background. He's usually a character. Now I'm obsessed with that. I look for Tom Savini in certain movies. I'm like, oh my God, look, there he is. That's what I think of when I think of Kai.
Right.
Like I picture him being a grown up that's obsessed with movies. And, he might even become like a YouTuber who does reviews on movies or new horror, like versus old horror. He's fascinated with that, where the budget started and where it is now and how people can do all these different things.
I'm sure he already knows this, but you should talk about Evil Dead with him because Evil Dead, the original, is not what they wanted to create.
I bet he knows all of this already, though.
Yes, they created it and it came out the way it came out, and they were like, they played into the campiness of it because it became so popular.
It's probably one of the best cheese horror films out
there.
Right,
and it's a cult classic because of that. So they played into that, continued to make movies building off that fame, and then once they got to where they could afford to make it the way they wanted to, they remade it. and that was the most recent Evil Dead that came out like a few years ago.
And it's still not as good as the original.
I mean, I really liked it, but
it's good.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But it's not. I like the cheesiness of the original for sure.
Yeah.
Ash is fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
I fucking love him. That's where all of that sparked from. As a parent, you have those moments where you're like, is my child capable of it? And this is just even if you see it on the news, you start to like look at, am I doing everything that I should be doing as a parent to prevent my kid from becoming this, or like being around other people that are like this, or being someone that pushes another kid to this point. You have to try to make sure that you're not only just keeping them safe and raising them to be right, but making sure that they don't fall into these other categories.
Right.
It's hard, man. It fucking sucks.
But that could be a fun thing to do for the summer while he's out of school.
I think you're right. And I did buy him a camera already.
Yeah, like help him set up little scenes.
I think that that's what we're going to do this summer. He can make a small short film.
That would be so fun. And at home, you already have the camera. You already have editing.
Are you down to be extras?
Absolutely.
I loves an extra.
Yes.
I love it. Because, see, he always feels like we have to go out of town and he can, like, get with Benny and they'll do something together. But I think that if he has, like, all these grown-ups that are like, no, bro, we're here. Let's do it here.
Because then he sees that he has the support of older people who believe in him. That would really encourage him, I think. Because he could even sit with you in the editing and you could show him and he could pick out what he wants.
I feel just as excited as when we decided to do this podcast. Because we did it so fast. Literally one night we were like, we need to do this. The next day we were like, no, for real, we need to do this.
I think you and I were just both ready. We tried before to start something, but it kind of was just a fun little back burner project.
Yeah.
But both of us are like, no, for real, we need to do
this. This needs to happen.
Yeah.
Enough. We're doing it. And I want to say it's been we have 5 episodes. This is the 6th episode. Yeah.
It's been 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
1 episode a week.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah, me too.
Especially because it's so hard to find the time to have with your friends, for yourself. And I feel like that's what this is for me. It's my me time, but it's also our girl time. I'm just so grateful for this time. And it makes me even more happy that people are digging it and laughing with us or crying with us. I'm really glad that it's been perceived so well.
I am too. It's been warming my heart, all the feedback we've been getting.
Yeah. I can't believe he went to sleep.
He was tired, I told you.
Mama be knowing. Yeah, he starts throwing that head back. He's like, I am done.
Yeah. And then when he starts throwing temper tantrums when I tell him no, I'm like, yeah, you're tired.
He's so precious. It's almost like their little, like a defense mechanism. Like they just go into that little cute mode where you can't
get mad at them.
You can't get mad at them.
So annoying.
And you're like, oh, God damn it. You're so fucking cute. What am I supposed to do? Like, I'm done with my day. Here I am. I'm sitting here.
Right. Whatever you want
what you're gonna what you're going to get. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm excited for the summer now. I was kind of a little dready about it, but I think that it'll be fun. But yeah, so once again, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys. We're so excited that everybody is enjoying the podcast and all our craziness.
Oh, just a little update. I did get my knives.
Did you really? You got them?
I did. Well, they're not here yet, but they're on their way.
Yay.
So I did get them. I was so excited when Zach told me. Came up to me and goes, June 1st. And I was like, oh, what is, okay, what's June 1st? He's like, your knives are going to be here. I didn't want you to think you weren't getting a present. And I was like,
aw, I'm so excited. Oh, yay. You're going to be shopping all the things.
I know. Now I'm like, I need to go grocery shopping. I got to go to the DMV.
With the baby.
Yeah. So
fun stuff.
We're cutting this one a little short, guys.
I'm glad that he's taking a nap, though, so at least you'll...
But I'm going to have to wake him up from the nap, so...
Good luck with that. I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving now. All right, guys.
Great, y'all.
Y'all be kind, make good choices, be the best that you can be. Don't have a good day.
Have a great day. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.